Day 237, Osho verse 1. Unless one creates music in one's being, unless one starts living as a dance, unless one celebrates existence, there is no possibility of knowing God, because God is the ultimate crescendo of dance, song, celebration. God is not for sad people. It is for those who are capable of love and laughter. This existence is a tremendous play. Don't take it seriously. Take it with the song in your heart, think it joyfully. Move in the world with a light foot and with laughter in your heart. And then suddenly the whole existence starts turning into a divine experience. The mundane becomes extraordinary. Life is a great art. One should not take it for granted. Birth is not synonymous with life. Birth is only an opportunity. Then you have to work upon yourself. There are 1,001 things to be dropped. Greed is there, anger is there, hatred is there, lust is there, and so on. Unless these things are dropped, unless they're removed from your being, they're like weeds. And we are so full of these weeds that you cannot grow roses in our being. We have to take it out, uproot all the weeds. We have to change the soil. We have to remove all the stones. We have to prepare the ground. Only then are roses possible. And when roses grow in your being, your life starts having joy. Your life starts having beauty. Your life starts having grace. And then you have something to offer existence. Otherwise, what is there to offer? We are all born as rocks, and we all have to become roses. The rock has the capacity to become a rose. It looks impossible, but it only looks impossible. It has happened many times. It can happen to you too. If it can happen to Jesus, it can happen to you. I'm talking from my own experience. Everybody's born as a rock, but very few people try to make the best of this great opportunity to become roses. Very few, very rare people try to make the best of this great opportunity. Most simply live like rocks, rolling stones, accidentally moving with the river hither and thither, gathering no moss and then dying. They are born as rocks, they die as rocks. Nothing happens in your life unless you become a rose. People live identified with the body. That's how the body becomes imprisonment. Rather than helping you to grow toward the infinite, your identification with the body makes you very finite, very small. And that is one of the fundamental causes of misery. The body will get old, then you will feel afraid, scared, you're getting old. The body will be ill, and then you will be in tremendous fear. And sooner or later, the body is going to die. You may not think about it, but it is there. You see people dying, you cannot deny it. You may overlook it, but you cannot deny it. You may not look at it, you may bypass it, but still it is there, and deep down you know that you have to die. That creates a trembling, that creates a sadness inside, that soon this life will be taken away from you, and nothing is fulfilled yet. No flower has bloomed yet. Identification with the body becomes identification with death, old age, sickness. The moment you are not identified with the body, when you know I am separate, I am consciousness, you are immediately freed from illness, old age, death. They will happen to the body, but you are just a witness to it all, just an onlooker. It has nothing to do with you. The experience that whatsoever happens in the body has nothing to do with you is such a freedom, is such a relief, that suddenly you become weightless. That weightlessness is one of the significant byproducts of meditation. Meditation simply means the art of witnessing. Start by witnessing your body and then your mind, and get out of both. In fact, by meditation you will be out of both. And the day one knows I am not the body, not the mind, one has come home, then one knows who one is. Down the centuries, it has been experienced again and again that if in a village of 1,000 people, even one person is a real meditator, the quality of all the people changes. Man has come to this state not because of the greater majority, but because of a few people like Jesus, Buddha, Zarathustra, Krishna, just because of those few people. With each Buddha, with each Christ, with each awakened soul, humanity takes a step higher. But if it can happen, and it can happen, that thousands of people become awakened, and the whole of humanity will take a quantum leap. That's what I call the beginning of the new man. My effort here is not just to help individuals, obviously that's what I'm doing, but deep down it is an effort to create the situation, the background, the essential context in which a new man could arise, with love in his heart, with light in his soul, with intelligence, with awareness, that can transform the whole earth into a paradise. That miracle is possible. In fact, it is only possible now. It was never possible before because now we have come to a certain stage of growth. Man is no longer childish. He has come of age. But great effort is needed. One needs to put one's total energy into it. Put your total energy into giving yourself a rebirth. It will not only be a rebirth for you, it will be a helping of the whole of humanity. To me, that is true service. 242. Without meditation, nobody can live in freedom. One can be politically free, but that is not true freedom. If there are many desires inside you, then those desires function like chains, invisible chains of course. But because they are invisible, they are more dangerous. Iron chains are not as dangerous because you can see them, and because you can see them, they can be broken. The chains created by desires are invisible, and because you cannot see them, you go on thinking you are free. But a man living in desires is not a free man. He is living in constant bondage. He always desires more. His greed is his imprisonment. He will live like a prisoner and die like a prisoner. And desires bring other problems too. There will be jealousy. There will be possessiveness. There will be clinging. There will be fear, competition, comparison. And between all these boundaries, you cannot be free. Unless you are free of all these, you are not free. The moment desires disappear, one knows freedom for the first time. Then one is untethered, and one lives moment to moment, not asking for more, on the contrary, enjoying that which is available. My effort here is to bring about a totally new kind of person. That's my vision of the new man, that he should be able to love. He should not go to a monastery. He should live in the marketplace, and yet he should be able to drop all possessiveness, all attachment, all clinging, all jealousy. It can be done because I have done it, so you can do it. I never say a single thing which is not my own experience. I speak on my own authority. We are born with a great potential, but it's just a potential. We can die without realizing it. We can miss the target if we don't move consciously with awareness. If we just remain driftwood at the mercy of the winds and the waves, if we remain accidental, then there is every possibility we will miss. And that's why I see so many people in such misery. The misery has no outer cause. It is rooted in them missing the target. They're all feeling something is missing. They are not even aware what it is exactly. But one thing is certain. Everybody who is still carrying the seeds has not grown. Something has not blossomed. The seed is bound to be miserable. Only a flower can dance in the wind, in the rain, in the sun. Only a flower can sing a song, the song of bliss. Only a flower knows fulfillment, contentment. Only a flower feels at ease with existence. The seed cannot feel at ease. It is closed. It has no connection. It knows nothing of the moon and the sun and the stars. It has not even heard of them. It knows nothing of the flowers and the colors and the rainbows and the songs of the birds and the humming mantras of the bees. It knows nothing of it. Though somewhere hidden in it, there is a longing to know it all. A very deep longing to open up to reality. That's what religion is all about. Religion has nothing to do with the churches and temples and mosques, nothing to do with the Vedas and the Bible and the Quran, nothing to do with all kinds of games that go on in the name of religion. They're all political games. Christianity, Hinduism, Islam, Buddhism, Jainism are all political parties hiding behind religious labels. At least the political party is sincere because it says it is a political party. All these religious organizations are basically political, but they play the game behind the name of religion. They are far more cunning. The priest is more cunning than the politician. The priest plays the game in a more subtle way. True religion has nothing to do with all these games. True religion is simple. It is just the longing of the heart to blossom. It needs no rituals, but it needs a certain intelligence. That's all that it needs. The only quality that is required is intelligence. 245. Silence is a unique experience in life. Otherwise, life is very noisy. Outside there is noise, inside there is noise, and both together are enough to drive anybody crazy. They have driven the whole world crazy. One has to stop the inner noise. The outer noise is beyond our control, nor is there any need to stop it, but we can stop the inner noise. And once the inner noise is stopped and the silence settles, the outer noise is not a problem at all. You can enjoy it, you can live in it without any problem. The experience of the inner silence is unique and incomparable. There is no other experience which can be of much value because of this experience. All experiences grow. It is the foundation of the whole temple of religion. Without silence, there is no truth, no freedom, no godliness. With silence, suddenly things which are not there are there, and things which were there are no longer there. Your vision has changed, your perspective has changed. Silence makes you capable of knowing the invisible, of knowing the unknowable. That is its uniqueness. 246. The secret that silence is the most necessary requirement has been known down the ages. Hence people have escaped from the world thinking that it is impossible to be silent in the world. That was an absolutely wrong conclusion, the wrong logic, because silence has nothing to do with the outside world. It's something inner. You can grow it anywhere. You can go to the mountains, but your mind will be the same. It will play the same games or even more in the mountains because there you have nothing else to do. So all the energy will be available to the mind. In the monasteries, in the deserts, in the mountains, the mind becomes more dominant than in the marketplace, than in ordinary life. Hence my insistence is that no sannyasins should leave the world. It is the right place to obtain silence. One has to learn the art. Escaping is not going to help. If you have cancer, escaping to the desert won't help. You have to go through the treatment, through surgery, medicine, because the cancer will go with you wherever you go. And the same mind will follow you anywhere. So the question is not of changing places on the outside, but of changing the inner attitude, approach, the inner gestalt. Once you change the inner gestalt, the outside noise enhances your silence. It does not disturb it. It is not a distraction at all. It becomes nourishment. I teach rebellion. Rebellion is beautiful. Revolution is ugly. Revolution is violent. Rebellion is non-violent. Rebellion has nothing to do with the outside world at all. Yet it transforms the outside world because once the inner is changed, it starts triggering many things in the outside world. But that is not our purpose. It happens as a byproduct. If even a single man changes, thousands are bound to change. Whosoever comes in contact with him is bound to be transformed in some way or other. A seed will fall into his being too. So in a way, I'm preparing for a great revolution, but not through revolution, through rebellion, individual transformation. Moses has religion, Jesus has religion, the seers of the Vedas has tasted religion because they were silent people. But the moment you communicate your silence, it becomes words and loses all truth. Silence is incommunicatable. It cannot be communicated through language at all. Just there's a way of communion. That's what sannyas is all about. Getting in tune with someone who has already become silent makes you silent. Just getting in harmony with the master, the disciple starts becoming the same. Just sitting by the side of the master doing nothing, one starts imbibing the spirit. Nothing is said, nothing is heard, but a flame is transferred. The Zen people call it a transmission beyond scriptures. True religion is always a transmission beyond words, beyond philosophies. Hence, the true religion can only be experienced with an enlightened, awakened master. You can experience it with Jesus, with the Buddha, with the Zarathustra, with the Lao Tzu, but not through the words. Although the words still belong to Buddha, the moment something that cannot be said is said, it becomes false. And this is one of the problems man has to solve. We remain confined by theories, ideology, words. Christianity, Hinduism, Mohammedanism, Buddhism are all words now. Once, when a man like Buddha was alive, the silence was there. And for the disciple, even those words were significant because they were not listening to the words. They were listening to the source of the words. But now the source is no longer available, only words are there. Words are like pictures. A picture of a Buddha or Jesus is not Buddha or Jesus. You have to come in communion with an authentic, alive master. And the only definition of the authentic and alive master is that he is never traditional. He is always rebellious. So that can become a demarcation line. Whenever you find a traditional saint, he is phony. Otherwise, he cannot be traditional. Rebellion is the very spirit of the true master. Utter rebellion. Okay, let's work on the Buddha dome.